Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all you traders out there, no matter where you are across the world. Today, I've been trusted, one, to host again, and two, to manage 4 people in a doubles battle. So if I remember their name, that will be a bit of a miracle, really. Today, we're going to be talking about crypto. Crypto is incredibly volatile at the moment, should I say. There's lots of coins going down, there's coins that there's concerns about, and we have 4 experts to talk us through these coins. First of all, we have Cameron and Gary, father and son crypto trading team, all the way from the United States, and then going to be versing MartaVerse and Billy, who are more closer to me across this side of the pond. Cameron, Gary, please introduce yourself.
Can anyone hear me?
Can now.
Okay.
Thought it was my microphone.
Yeah, okay. I just see myself on the screen. I don't see Gary there. But my name's Cameron, Fichardt at TradersNetworkClub. Welcome to the trade battle, and we're ready to jump into some cryptos.
Superb, superb. Let's see if we can get your dad as well to introduce himself. He's been telling us that he's the brains of the bunch. Is that true?
Yeah, he is the one that's lived longer than me, so he's been around longer, so he does have a little more knowledge.
So you're going to defer to his wisdom. That's excellent. We'll see if we can get him. If we can't get him, we will skip over to MartaVerse and Billy as well. Let's see if we can get them. There we go. Introduce yourself, please, guys.
As Simon mentioned, MartaVerse here. You should all know me from the previous battle. And yeah, I'm here to win the next one.
Excellent. And you as well, Billy. Tell us about yourself, because you have a man close to my heart, living very near me. So I'm rooting for you today, my friend.
Yes, let's go. Hey up, I'm Billy. I'm a technical analyst in the CoinsKit Discord. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what this brings. Let's have it.
Good, exactly. I like that. That's a very Yorkshireism. Let's have it, because this is a competition. Of course, our contestants are going to be battling for Charity Day. And I believe we're just going to swing to Gary just for him to introduce himself. And then that completes the foursome who are going to be competing today.
All right, fantastic. Finally, you get me on screen. I thought it was the gloves. But hey, guys, this year, people know me as the FX Big Dog. We do actually a couple of shows on YouTube. Just check out your FX Big Dog. Check out the Traders Network Club. And yeah, cryptos is actually nuts at the moment right now. A lot of people losing a lot of money, but there's some hope at the end of the tunnel. I think there's definitely some hope at the end of the tunnel. We're going to take a look at that today as we look for trade setups.
Superb, superb. So I think it's time for us to get into our first challenge today. Now, our first challenge is all about the big cryptocurrency that everyone knows about, and that is, of course, Bitcoin, which my background is, of course, alluding to at the moment. So the first challenge that I'm going to ask our contestants to talk about is Bitcoin. Are you a bull or a bear? And are there, do you think, opportunities to trade it right now? What do you think at the moment, Billy?
I'm a bullish long term, but right now I'm a bear.
You're a bear.
Right now it's a bit of a difficult time to trade because we're sort of in that horrible in-between stage. I'd say we're sort of too low to carry on shorting, but there's no really reversal patterns just yet to long either. So we're a bit of a tricky stage right now, but I'm sure we can work something out.
Excellent, excellent. Have a look. MartaVerse, what is your view on Bitcoin at the moment? Bull or bear?
I'm pretty much echo Billy here. Overall bull, 100%. But I think we're going to be in for a wild ride yet. Bear, short term.
Bear short term. Excellent. Swinging back over to the United States. Cameron, what is your view? Bitcoin, bull or bear?
Well, obviously, right now we're in a bearish movement, but it looks like, if you look at the Bitcoin on the daily chart, it looks like it's starting to come down to support, and we could start seeing a turnaround. So obviously, we're all bullish on Bitcoin for the long term, but I'm expecting a turnaround, and hopefully we start moving a little more up and move to some liquidity and into a nice consolidation zone.
Perfect. Finally, Gary.
Yeah, if you had to tell my grandson, which is 8 months old, to go ahead and decide what you're going to do on Bitcoin right now, he'd probably say he's going to be selling it. I mean, it's pretty clear that we're in this major sell-off with Luna's big call intervention. This is the thing. Looking at the next 5 days, moving into some trade opportunities, I think that Bitcoin is hitting support. Whether that moves up $3,000, $4,000, I think we're getting to a support level that we can actually trade in the short term. So even though short-term trends are down, I think we may head into a short-term correction on Bitcoin. I think the profit potential is there.
Okay, so that's great. We've got opinion. Who's willing to put a trade on then? Who's willing to back up their opinion? Who's willing to share the charts? Who's willing to take a position? Does anyone see an opportunity right now? The charity money is not going to print itself, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Good. I think I'm going to jump in first on this one because I said to Cameron and I actually have been bouncing back and forth. He's like, Dad, you got to go ahead and short it because the market. I'm like, no, let's go ahead and take let's cost average in on this. Let's go ahead and take this ride back up again and trade this correction. So, Simon, I'm going to do for this first challenge, I'm going to go ahead and say to Cameron, hey, Cameron, I'm thinking let's take on some short-term scalp buys. Let's just load the bus on this one, pick up some good profits on the up. So we're going to be bullish on this on Bitcoin in the short term, and we're going to be scalping it. So we might place a few trades in the session. I know we can't trade after the session, but in the session, we're going to be probably taking a couple of buy trades.
Okay, excellent. Are you going to be doing that now? Do you want to see your screen?
Absolutely. Screen, here it is. And let's go ahead. And by the way, just to go ahead and recap on the daily chart that Cameron spoke about, take a look at this big wick down here below. It's given us an indication. Now, this daily candle on its own is not enough information, but it's certainly given us an indication that, hey, we definitely find a bit of support here, and there's some liquidity here that's been moved around. So I'm going to jump into our trading account right here. I'm going to go to Bitcoin, and I'm going to go ahead and throw in, I think we said on this one, Cameron, we're going to go with 5K. So we're going strong on this one, and let's go ahead and enter. Let's try that again, and we're in. We should be in. Let's double check this. How come I'm not seeing this coming in?
5 lots of Bitcoin. That is braver than me. That might be a bit too rich for the platform's appetite. You might have to de-risk like that. Okay, so you are quite bullish at the moment on Bitcoin, or at least for short-term scalps. So you're going to put a position on, at least when we can certainly figure it out. That is fine. We'll come to that. I'm getting some really bad OCD from seeing how many tabs you've got open on that web browser. That is really not making me a happy man. Billy Omar, how do you feel for crypto? Is there anything you want to trade at the moment, or are you just going to keep your cards close to your chest and not take a position right now? I don't want to bully you into one.
Well,
what do you think, Billy?
That's it. Oh, is it me? Right. So we're going to short Bitcoin. I am anticipating a bit of a move up as well. Go on, Marta.
So you're going to...
Yeah, I think short term we might see a little release here, but we're going to definitely place something to the downside. We're shorting as well.
So you're looking for a short. Excellent. So straight away, we've got a situation where one person's going to end up winning, the other person's going to end up losing, unless both your stops get taken, which would be a typical way that a sort of market behaves. And then, we'll have to see what happens if we get any whipsawing and things like that. Did you manage to get that trade on, Gary?
Yes, it looks like it is limiting me to just two standard lots on this, which I tried to add in more. I couldn't get in because remember, when you're scalping, the margin used on this is only looks like $2,800. So I was hoping to get in at least another standard lot on that, which would get me up to about close to 4,000 in margin. Again, just doing some quick scalps, trying to pick up some quick profits on this. But I think I like this position. I'm going to keep it and hold this. But yes, I am in right now, and I'm going to hold that position. And I just want to go ahead and add this to Simon is just another confirmation. This is the daily right here. But if you go down to the 15 and take a look at the 15 right here, we do have a 15-minute swing that's indicating the price could get up to around about 30,070. So if we do get up there pretty quickly, I'll probably go ahead and cash out some of our profits, wait for another dip and continue to buy if we do get that dip in the session. So just another heads up there.
Okay, so you're just looking to take some relatively quick, shorter-term trades at the moment. I mean, 8cap, of course, does have the 12-point spread on Bitcoin, which makes it very tradable and practically scalpable, particularly given the volatility that we see at the moment. So we have long and short positions at the moment. Cameron, just swinging back to you, my friend. Tell me about a coin that you think is underrated that people should be keeping an eye on right now and the reasons for that, if you have one.
Yeah, there's actually two that I'm very indecisive on, so I can quickly bring up both of them. And I have to go ahead and just stop sharing my screen here because my browser only allows me to share one screen at a time. So let me just pull up this screen here.
Actually, we see other tabs there, Cam. So just so you know, we see other tabs on that screen.
Yes, when I pull the other tabs up, it will
We won't show it.
it will not show.
You can just describe it if that's going
Yeah.
to work for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this right now. So there's my screen right there. So Coinbase, obviously everyone invests in Coinbase, I assume. It's one of the biggest exchange platforms that we all use. And Coinbase is right now having some problems. It's their stock has dropped in the last 5 days. If you see in the last 5 days, it's dropped almost 60%. So they're having some problems right now with their exchange platform. And they even said that the holders, the users, they're going to use their money to fill in their brokerage, to fill in their bankruptcy. So right now, a lot of people are pulling their money out of Coinbase, and it's an exchange that's just dropping right now. So I was looking to see what exchanges are really top notch. And I don't know if you guys heard Crypto.com. They now call it Chronos. And Chronos is another. See, it doesn't allow me to share my screen right there. It's another DeFi, which is a decentralized finance and exchange. So it's a financial exchange, just like Coinbase, but decentralized. So it's a DeFi exchange, and they offer a lot of stuff like lending, borrowing, staking, even yielding. So they offer a lot of things on the exchange, and they actually one of the best marketing I've seen in all the exchanges. I see they do a lot. You've probably seen a lot of these commercials and ads with I can't remember his name now, Matt Damon. You've probably seen all those commercials on TV, but they have one of the biggest partnerships in crypto right now. One of the biggest partnership with the UFC. So if you guys watch UFC, you probably see all the time. You see them marketing their brand in the UFC fight.
And you're thinking they're the future at the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is one DeFi platform that I think a lot of people are going to be moving their money to because they trust it more. It's decentralized. There's more security, and the people govern this platform. And that's what kind of Web3. That's what everyone's trying to move their money to is decentralized platforms. And so I believe this is a very good exchange platform that's doing well. I really recommend to keep an eye on this. Now, for a trade purpose, you guys have probably heard Hedera Hashgraph. Hashgraph is the technology they use. It's not blockchain. So Hedera Hashgraph is just a ledger that let's see if I can share my screen here again.
I'm going to give you 30 more seconds on this one, Cameron.
Yeah, almost done. It's just a ledger here that works governed by the people, and it obviously has it's one of the most funded coins in the crypto market now. One of the most funded coins, and they offer great staking. So if you want to go ahead and earn passive income, this is the coin to look at.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Just going to the audience, we're getting a lot of comments and engagement in the chat, which is fantastic. Exactly what we like to see. So we currently have one pair who are long on Bitcoin, one pair who is short on Bitcoin. Who do you think is going to win during this trading session? The bulls or the bears on Bitcoin? Do let me know in the chat. That would be fantastic. MartaVerse, what do you think is an underrated coin or a coin that people should be looking at the moment?
Oh, got me off guard here. There are a few. I think Unare. Really, I can't share my screen, but I am going to pick this one because it offers insurance. And I think we come into crypto, and a lot of times we just don't think about it at all. Whereas, yeah, unfortunately, the space riddled with hacks and malicious acts. So I would pick Uno at the minute. It's currently trading at around, I think, hold on guys, the last day, because obviously after the drop now, it's super undervalued here. So it's just below 5 cents. It is a gem. I think in general, any coin that offers that sort of utility in long term, you know, this is a superb asset that will do really well going forward. It's one I'm picking for the next bull run, and I'm not going to shy away from getting more of it.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Gary, may I just swing to you very, very quickly? Now,
Sure.
There's an absolute abundance of coins out there that people can get involved with. I mean, 8cap have 250 plus just on a CFD platform, never mind all the rest. Are you of the mindset that there's space for so many coins to thrive, or do you think it's just going to be a survival of the fittest?
I think exactly that. I think it's going to be a survival of the fittest. I mean, there's a lot of it. Look, there's a lot of coins, new coins coming up into the market. In fact, I can't even keep track of all these coins coming onto the market. But the thing is, and that's why actually me and Cam work together, his focus is actually finding all these new coins and seeing whether they have any potential based on the utilities, based on any information that they have that could give them a good pump in the next 30 days. But the thing is here is I think if you're investing in any coins, and I think it's a typical example, Phantom, Luna, all of those have dropped. I mean, you've had like a 98% drop over the last few days based on, of course, the Terra Unpeg. The thing here is, I think what's important is anyone that's new to trading should rather prefer to go ahead and move into more the stable coin, not stable coins, but into the major coins. I call them major, but the high cap coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, because I think it's a better and a safer bet. Do we believe that cryptos is going to be depleted? Absolutely not. I think cryptos will still continue, but I think just like you said, all these small cap coins, all these small coins that's on the market right now, there's going to be a reset, and we're going to start getting all of those coins eliminated, and the bigger coins are going to start holding ground.
Okay, excellent. Thank you for that insight. Billy, just swinging to you on a related Bitcoin question. Where do you think, or where would you potentially buy into Bitcoin on a longer term basis? Where do you think, I guess, fair value would be considering with the current downtrend?
Well, as long as you're long term, I think anything this price is absolutely sweet, to be honest. But I do feel like we'll be on our way down to around 23, 24K pretty soon. After that, probably targeting 20K, which is the previous swing high from the last bull market. Those are both wise bets, but there's no really telling. It sort of gives itself value, doesn't it? So that you can't really tell at what time we'll put value on it or whatever. But I feel like it's at a good price right now, I must say.
So you're obviously very long term. You think, it's a case of having time in rather than timing, if you like. You think there's some reasonable value down here. Yeah, that makes sense. I think people have got different views. I think one of the big things for me watching Bitcoin from someone who's not as an expert at crypto as everyone here today is when we saw the pandemic and it ended up going down to a very small amount. So perhaps that'll happen again. Who knows? I'll certainly be interested in buying in there from my casual point of view. So, any of you watching today, please let us know what you think about these trading positions or these opinions in the chat, because that's what's so good about crypto, is it engages so many people. Any of our guests today, if you want to trade any other asset from crypto, if you're dying to trade the S&P 500, the euro, dollar, or anything else, please do let me know and I can swing to you. You're not just limited to cryptocurrencies at the moment. Right, just going to you, Cameron. I'm interested. What do you think your best ever crypto trade was?
Best one. Wow, there's a few. I did get in Gala, which is another gaming ecosystem. That one worked out a few months ago. Most recent one was ApeCoin. It's a new coin that works in the ape ecosystem. I'm sure you guys heard of the NFTs, the big NFTs, bored apes. So they built an ecosystem to deal with all these ape holders called ApeCoin. And recently, I just got in that. It was a brand new coin, so I got in early, and it took like a huge 60% gain. So that was probably my most recent profitable coin that I made off.
You like that one? Excellent, excellent. Gary, I'm going to have to swing to you, but unfortunately, I've given your son the good one. I'm going to have to invert it and ask you what you think your worst ever trade or investment has been.
Shiba Inu, I gotta say that. Listen here, I love Shiba Inu, but I tell you something. I loaded the bus at around about 2 months ago. I really invested a lot of money in Shiba Inu. Now it's not necessarily the bad investment because it's a hold a buy hold scenario. So I'm not losing until I eventually decide to make cash out. So, and we all know it's not just Shiba Inu that's taken a dip, but it's a lot across the board. But I did invest into Shiba Inu. I'm seriously down on that amount, about 60% down on that. And hopefully we're going to see some light at the end of the tunnel and things are going to start turning around. But that's probably, I've actually, fortunate for me, I got in back in 2015. So I managed to get into a lot of coins really early. And I don't trade as much on margin trading that I do on spot. So, or at least on spot buy and hold. So I'm more of a long-term investor when it comes to cryptos than a short-term. But Cameron and I are talking about some sort of margin trading for some short-term gains because of the way the market's sitting right now, which makes sense. So we're going to probably do that. But I would say that Shiba Inu right now is probably the worst trade that I put in so far. But again, the fight's not over yet.
So I'm hearing hodl. Is that right? Or is that
exactly that?
Is that correct? Does that sort of single me out as someone who clearly knows nothing about crypto, using sort of memes from like 3 years ago?
Exactly that.
Same questions over to the pair. MartaVerse, I'll give you the pleasure of telling me about your best trade or best investment ever.
Funny because it was also SHIB. Within about, I'd say, an hour, I think I gambled $100, and I was looking at the chart. I was like, this isn't happening, and I came out with like 2K. I was like, oh my god! So this was amazing. I don't have like those huge 50x's in my history yet. But another one I'm going to be loved for this one or hate it was Luna yesterday.
Okay, Luna, was that gone down to 2 cents today?
We have the moment it bounced. That was absolutely epic. The trail. Now, this isn't financial advice, but this was a trader's dream. It was a trader's dream. The moment you got into the trade, there was actually a great spread. I mean, for those that were getting in, obviously, so much volatility. That bounce, it just earned. But I like I said, I'm going to be either hated or loved for this in a way, because of everything that's happened with Luna. But that opportunity, and I haven't traded in a long time. I'm so busy with so many things. I have 2 kids, 2 dogs, house built, all my social media, my Discord that I love, another Discord that I love. So all of that, and sometimes I don't get time to trade. So I felt absolutely amazing yesterday when I was trading, and so it happened. It was Luna, and that was a great trade.
Wonderful, wonderful. Billy, you know what's coming next day, my friend. I'm going to ask you about your worst or poorest investment that you think you've ever done.
Probably Cardano.
What happened with that?
I invested in it, ran up, and then obviously it lost a loads of value. I think I still sold it in profit, to be honest. I still managed to get out before taking a loss, but I should have definitely cut it a bit quicker. Which actually brings us on quite nicely to our next trade.
Right, excellent. Yeah, so I think, thank you for all that insight. I think it's always great lessons to be learned from our best and worst trades. Sometimes we like to forget about our worst ones, but these things happen. So trade one is, of course, Bitcoin that we do have on at the moment. We have a long and short position, so we're going to see who wins out on that one. We're now going to move on to our second challenge, which is trade an altcoin and sort of explain its utility. Do you want to field that one first, Cameron? Have you got anything lined up, or do you want to go to your dad, who may be able to show us a chart?
Yeah. The 2 coins that I talked about was the Chronos and Hedera Hashgraph. So those are the utilities that I'm very bullish on. So you can pull up Gary's charts, and he's going to pull up Hedera, and we're going to get in a trade on the Hedera Hashgraph.
I like that a lot. All right, there it is now. Now
Does
I've got
does it come with free sound effects? This chart.
Sorry, my AC unit has been broken for weeks now, and they finally came today. It was the only time they could come in was today at this time. Can you believe it? But yeah, it's been broken for weeks, so it's finally been fixed. So excuse me, sorry.
It sounds like they're fixing it. Is that the old if it doesn't work, kick it? That was a wonder. Sounds like the way I fix things. Brilliant. You couldn't write it. So you're gonna put a trade on this coin that I have no idea what it is. HBAR pinned against the US dollar. Explain a little bit again about its utility for us, Cameron. Where your dad's putting a position on it.
Yeah, I was explaining the utilities just earlier about Hedera Hashgraph and how it's they use not blockchain, but it's the Hashgraph technology, and it's one of the best. It's one of the most funded coins. Like I said, it's one of the most funded coins in cryptos, and it offers proof of staking. So the staking is absolute awesome. You get a nice high return of passive income. So if you're looking for passive income, they offer staking where you lock down your coins and you lock those amount of coins, and then you earn money in investment from locking those coins. So great proof of staking, and it's obviously because on the Hashgraph technology, it's on their own ledger, so it's more secured, safer, not completely safe, but safer and faster too. So yeah.
Fantastic. So that's our second trade that you've taken. I see your Bitcoin trade is doing well. It's a nice leverage position there. So hopefully raising some good money for the charities there. Again, let me know if you do have any other asset classes that you are interested in. If it's a Forex index trade or gold or oil or anything else that you do trade, we can certainly mix it up as well. Billy and MartaVerse, what are you looking at for challenge 2? Trading out coin.
Simon. Sorry, I want to just jump in. Sorry, I just want to, before we move away from what Cam was talking about this, I think it's important to go ahead and connect the dots with what he's talking about, utilities, and of course the news behind it, but also the way the charts are set up. And then I think this is important right here. If you pull up my chart again, this is it. And I won't take too much time on this, just to explain a couple of things that is important. If you take a look at H bar right here, let's see if we got we have the screen up. There we go. If you look at the H bar right here, you can see that there's a lot of divergence here. We got actually positive divergence sitting here on the daily time frame. If I move it to a 4-hour time frame, we're seeing positive divergence here as well. If I move it to a 1-hour time frame, I'm seeing positive divergence. So this is also going to be possibly a short-term trade for us. Again, I think any of the cryptos trading today, cannot be like I'm going to hold this in for the next 2 weeks. The markets are too volatile and the markets are doing funny things. So pick up some short trades like these type of setups can give you short-term profits and get the heck out of Dodge.
Excellent. Thank you for that, for the connecting those dots. We're going to come back a little bit later and talk about methodology and strategies as well. So do hold that thought as well. Billy and MartaVerse, what do you think for our second challenge, trading out coin, and explain its utility? What have you got lined up between you?
So I hope Billy didn't give away too much there. We are going to pick ADA as our next trade. And because it's pretty much a shitcoin at this point, we're going to short it. It's a coin that, if you don't know what it does, it pretty much does nothing at this point. A lot of promises, a lot of... I know I'm going to probably be murdered on Twitter for this, guys, but when you read the description, the team behind Layer Blockchain says that there have already been compelling use cases for this technology, which aims to allow decentralized apps and smart contracts to be developed with modularity. Living still in promised land, in La La Land, we haven't seen anything come to fruition. We're shorting ADA.
Excellent. Billy, are you able to show your charts and place that trade for us? It's interesting because when I did a crypto battle with Nick from the Lady of Crypto team, he hates that coin as well. So it appears it appears all the influencers in the space all hate this coin. Are you sure you're not just trying to move the market for your own benefit here? I need to get. Why haven't I been told about this action?
Trading.
Yeah, exactly. So this is it. Dare I say, from my simple index trading background, that looks quite bullish on a 15-meter chart. But if that's what you're going to short today, then so be it. Oh, Gary, you disappeared there. Brilliant. I thought you'd left us. So yeah, fantastic. Yeah, if you want to get that short on, excellent. So that is what we have at the moment. Those 2 coins that we've put on additional as our sort of alternative coins that people are interested in. ADA getting lots of hate on this stream as usual, so maybe everyone's going to be shorting it, and we're going to make all ourselves winners and get out when everyone else wants to buy it. That would be fantastic. I don't know much about alternative coins, but I know I should hate ADA. So that's about as much as I take away from that. Gary, I just alluded to it a moment ago. I mean, I think we've had some trades on and things like that, but I'm interested in what methodology and strategy you use in order to take trades on crypto. Is it a mix of fundamental and technical, pure technical? Please talk us through a chart, how you'd make a trading decision.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think when it comes to cryptos, it is important to use a bit of news behind it. But Cameron and I actually spoke about this today because we work in tandem with regards to decision making when it comes to these type of investments. And I think it's important to know that if you're looking to invest into a coin for a longer period of time, then the news behind it, the utilities, the projects, the NFTs, all of that good stuff is important to know what's going on in the ecosystem. But when you're looking for some short-term margin trading, then then it really comes down to just the technical analysis. And if traders think that that technical analysis doesn't play a big role in trading cryptos, they're absolutely wrong. Because if you go ahead and take a look at, I'm going to open up specifically, I'm going to open up Bitcoin here on the daily time frame as an example. And I'm going to break this down right here and make it very simple for everyone to understand. The market moves in waves, whether it's on crypto stocks, commodities, you name it, it moves in waves, currencies, the whole shebang. So the thing here is, if I look at the Bitcoin, and we look at the way Bitcoin's set up right here, Bitcoin long term has been setting up. In fact, when people looked at the market breaking below that 32 level, or at least that 30 level, at some point traders didn't believe that the Bitcoin could come down to that level. Then they thought, okay, it's going to go further than that level. But you have to look at the technicals. The technicals for us right now tell us that price is moving in this what we call an irregular flat. If you do any research on irregular flat based on elite wave structure, it's when the market takes out the previous high, fails to keep it above that, and then comes back down, and then it targets the actual low of the previous move. And that's the low right here. So now that we've broken through that low, this is why I'm big on buying Bitcoin. In fact, we don't know what's coming up over the next couple of months based on news. But what we can tell you is that the technicals are telling us that there's a big move going on. And so coming back to your question, Simon, what do I use when I trade the markets? I use wave structure. And wave structure is just simply taking elite wave structure and considering, and I'm going to go ahead and draw it like this, looking at this type of wave structure. Price moves in a 5-wave impulsive move, then it comes into a correction. Then you have, of course, sideways movement in irregular flats, which look like this. This is called an irregular flat. A running flat will look like something like this. So these are patterns that form in the market. Again, cryptos, stocks, currencies, doesn't matter. And when you find these patterns, what they do is they give you turning points in the market. And in trading, you have to identify where the turning points are going to be so that you can look at the short-term trades and trade the trends on the short-term time frames. But what you do is you use the larger time frames to define where those turning points are so that when you go down to a 15-minute time frame or a 1 hour, at least you understand now what my directional bias is for that particular trade. And that's pretty much giving it in a nutshell.
Excellent. Thank you for that. I notice you do have some quite clean charts. I can see some Fibonacci retracements there, basic support and resistance, and you have a divergence oscillator as well. Very briefly, how do you actually use that as well to make your trading decisions, or does it influence them at all?
Right. So very importantly, structure is important. So when we have a structure like this that we're having here on this chart, what we identify is once the structure is there, then you identify things that are leading indicators. You see, you have lagging indicators, you have leading indicators. Divergence is one of the leading indicators that are good to identify when the market is now looking to go ahead and trade in the opposite direction. And that normally happens when you have momentum and you have price moving in different directions. So if price is going lower, is creating lower lows, but momentum is moving higher, then you have what we call disagreement between price and momentum. And that's a key indication and a leading indication that price is going to turn around and head to the opposite direction.
Excellent, thank you for that. So yeah, a combination of different factors there, but relatively clean price action, which I'm certainly a fan of. Billy, just coming to you, because you're in charge of the charts. What sort of things do you use in order to make trading decisions?
So I'll start off. I like to use a lot of trend lines and patterns. I like to use support and resistance zones. And then the last thing I'll come to will be indicators. So I've got the Ishimoku cloud here. You can see this is coming down as resistance, so that's a good way to tell trend whether you're above or below it. Zones you can't go wrong with. You'll find a lot of the time, if you're trying to place orders for trades and you've got one just solid horizontal line, a lot of the time it'll miss. So as soon as you switch it to zones, it gives you a bit more leeway. You can spread a few orders out in them, and they're more likely to hit that way. Do the same with you taking profit. Take profit in a zone rather than just at one straight level. Yeah, price action, candlesticks. Well, mainly just patterns. Keep it nice and simple, really.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for keeping it simple. And I think for people like myself who are traditionally not sort of crypto traders, when crypto was really starting to gain popularity, possibly back in 2016 and 17, the case was crypto going to be technical? Was it going to adhere to the sorts of things that we could use on Forex and indices and things like that? And I think the answer has turned out to be yes, particularly Bitcoin, as we've seen from some of these patterns and the alternatives. They are quite technical. So even if you don't necessarily get so into all the fundamentals and, dare I say, nerd out on crypto, which I certainly don't, then you can still enjoy some technical trades in that respect. Right, it's about time to have a look at the scoreboard and see where we are with our trades so far. So we can see that at MartaVerse and Billy, they're just waiting for the comeback a little bit later, and Cameron and Gary are making some really good progress with that Bitcoin trade at the moment. That one is rallying up, but of course, on these current levels of volatilities, these things can change very, very quickly. So that certainly may not be the case. But that's the scoreboard. We'll certainly try and revisit that if we have time before the end. But that's where we look at the moment. So our contestants are very well positioned in order to raise lots of money for charities. Just our open question. Anything anyone else is seeing that they'd like to trade? Is there anything jumping out? Anyone want to take that? If not, that's no problem whatsoever. I don't want to force you to take more trades. But is there anything that's jumping out? Anyone else? Itchy fingers.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Go for it, Cameron. I've spoken enough.
Yeah, I know we were talking before the show. We were looking at Doge because Doge is sitting at a very low price right now at 7 cents. So, and we were thinking about going on a smaller time frame here.
Yep, absolutely.
So right now you can see right now, looking at the small time frame, I like to look at my lows and highs right here. You can kind of see prices consolidating right now. And we do have a breakthrough through this trend line right here. So did you want to go ahead and buy on a small time frame on Doge, or did you want to look at the bigger time frame?
You know what? Did you want to buy?
Looking at the daily here,
because I'm good with a buy on that because like you said,
I expect looking at the daily here. Actually, I expect price to come back here to this and fill out this liquidity over here.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement.
We have a big imbalance area right here, so I expect price to come back up here and fill out this liquidity zone right here.
And I'm absolutely in agreement there, Cameron, because I'm looking at it right here, and I see it's at that key level of the previous high there as well. We're bouncing off that high, and the market's going to bounce off that, at least give us a bit of a gain, even if it's a short-term gain. So let's do that then. We're going to go ahead and jump into Deutsche as well, and we're going to throw in some money at Deutsche, see where we get.
Okay, excellent. MartaVerse and Billy, is there anything additional you're looking at? We are going to, with the time, progress into the third challenge as well. I probably should have said that to Gary and Cameron as well, but they can use that one for the third challenge if they want. But is there anything else you're seeing at the moment?
We were looking at a couple. I thought AVAX, BNB, and Algorand caught our eyes, and I think Billy and I have settled for Algo.
Okay.
Billy, if you want to share a chart there and talk a little bit more why we're doing this.
Am I taking this one?
Yeah, why? You should ask you. You should pinning it on you as why you're doing this one.
Well, he can share the screen. I can talk a little bit more on my side. It's just a pity I can't share my screen.
Perfect.
Apologies about this.
So we're in a bit of an ascending triangle here. This Ishimoku cloud is pressuring us a bit. You can see it's starting to come down into the apex. So at some point, we'll test this and it'll either force us to roll out or we'll push into it and push onto the other side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try and place some orders along the bottom of this cloud in case we get rejected there. But I'm also going to place some up here where the target is for this ascending triangle, because we also have this demand zone just above. It's acted as support and resistance numerous times, so it'd be a nice entry. Stop loss would be just above the cloud on the other side of the zone as well. And I would be shorting that down to around 28 cents.
Okay, so you're expecting a pretty decent move. I mean, it is on a 15-minute chart, so of course it's not going to be held over for days, but that's quite interesting. Okay, so I've managed to squeeze 2 more trades out of our contestants here, and I'm probably going to stitch them up here by going to our third challenge that I'm just about to move to. So our third challenge for the day then is place a trade that you expect to hold for the next 5 days. Now, of course, the great thing about crypto is it's essentially 24/7 as well. So it's not like FX, or it's not like indices or any of the traditional markets, as we can call them, that do close on the weekend. You might see some horrendous gap on Monday morning. The advantage about crypto, particularly for those who may work in the weekdays, of course, you can trade those over the weekend on MT4 TradingView with 8-cap, which makes them all the more attractive for aspiring traders. So Gary or Cameron, is there anything you are interested in holding over the next 5 days? I will let you off. You can have your Doges that as well, since I did stitch you up a little bit. Or is there anything fresh you're interested in?
Well, just to mention that we can't get that Doge trade in. So if we can get the team to go ahead and throw the Doge trade in, put a buy in there, and go ahead and put in 5K on that if you can. But we can't do it from the platform here. If there's another position, Cameron. Did you look at Solana at all?
I think you're muted again, Cameron. You've disappeared.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
There you go.
No, I haven't looked at Solana.
He's fixing the haircut.
Let's take a look at Gala.
Okay.
Do we have Gala? Do we have Gala on there?
Let's take a look here. Let's see. Gala.
Can we take a Gala trade?
We could do that. I don't think we got Gala. No, we don't have Gala here on the platform. Yep. Nope. So let's do that then. What about something safer? And let's do because we're doing pretty solid here on our trades at the moment right now. Let's put in maybe something on Ethereum. Let's take something more stable. We take Ethereum buy.
Okay.
You like that? Yeah. I'm seeing it taking out that low. We get a bit of indecision here. This is the daily. If you look at the 1 hour right here, just quickly, we're starting to see a 1, 2, 3 pattern right here with a bit of positive divergence. So yeah, I think we can go in and put in something on.
Yeah, that's good.
You like that? Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put ETH on this one right here. I'm going to put a buy on ETH, and I'm not going to get too wild on this one. We heavily invested into Bitcoin, so we'll keep that running. So let's do a buy on, and I'm going to just go ahead with let's just see what the margin is on this one. Looks like I'm unable. Looks like I'm over leveraged. Right? My margin is I've got $8,000 left of margin here. I'm not able to get in on yet, so this is weird.
I'll let you think of that one in the background while we swing over to the final challenge with MartaVerse and Billy. Is there anything that you're interested in holding for over the next 5 days potentially until we conclude this trading battle?
Well, you know the last one when we placed the Algorand trade.
Yeah, that one.
That was supposed to be our trade for the rest of the week. So can we place another one for just now, real quick?
You can do, yeah. If you can, I'll let you off with that one if you can't think of one. So I
man.
did stitch you all up with that one.
Nice one. I think we're gonna do a quick long on Ethereum then.
Well, Or else we could just not. I don't know, because does this have to stay on for several days?
Well, I mean, it's
No,
intended to
our
swing on those
Algorand
time
ones,
frames, but
the
you can
Algorand
close
one's
them.
going to stay on for the rest of the week,
Okay,
but this
okay,
one
so we're
is one that we
swapping.
can just...
Yeah, sorry, because
Yeah.
we were apologies for the mix-up. So
That's
if
no
we
problem.
could swap.
Yeah, you place whatever trades you want over any time frame. We're flexible. If you need to close them out before, that's fine. It's just one that you may anticipate may swing in the next 5 days. So that's fantastic. Man, we have certainly burnt through time today. We've had lots of exciting information about the crypto world at the moment. A couple of things that I think are quite interesting that we need to have a discussion around. I'm just going to swing back round to you, Gary. Where can people find you and Cameron?
Okay, so we're actually involved in a lot of stuff regarding cryptos as well as currencies. So they can find us on YouTube, also social media as well. Just search TradersNetworkClub.com. In fact, you can go straight to our website, TradersNetworkClub.com. We run actually live sessions on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday where we do live trading in the market based on some setups where they can actually follow us. We send them actually trade alerts through our Telegram channel. It's free. They can get access to that. We have all types of tools that can be used as well to trade this. In fact, our trade Copier is actually up 153% for last year. This year, we're up 104% based on our returns. We're making anything between 15 to 20%. So we're doing pretty solid on that. But go to our Traders Network Club website, so TradersNetworkClub.com. Go to that website, check it out, get us on YouTube. Also, FX Big Dog, as well as Traders Network Club is the two YouTube channels that we have. And Cameron does actually a great job with the crypto sessions as well. And he's been picking out some really good trades based on some technical setups, but also giving you some information about the utilities behind it.
Thank you. Gary, what charity are you trading for today, please? The important part of the stream.
Yes, charity we're trading for is Kitty Up. It's actually a therapy for special kids. And what they do is they use animals like horses and all types of goats and all types of animals, but more horses is the bigger theme, where they use that to be able to help these kids. They are local charity. We're actually very good friends with them. They belong to our church. It's actually a good community that we're happy to be a part of.
That sounds a fantastic charity. Excellent, excellent. MartaVerse and Billy, where can our audience find you, please?
So, MartaVerse, my name comes obviously from the MetaVerse, and I'm everywhere, guys, like the MetaVerse. So you'll find me on Twitter, you'll find me on Instagram. I've recently started a notification account on Telegram as well. But most importantly, I am part of two Discords. One that recently also started with amazing partners, Milky, Lucky, and Bud. We're expanding. So our Discord is a teaching Discord. It's called Lucky Trading Lucky Apes Trading Floor. Sorry. All the links, and I always say this, guys, because I'm big on social media. Just be careful. I give this note out to everybody. Scammers, I never contact nobody in private. I don't want your money. I will never DM you and ask you to join any private groups or anything like this. So be very careful when you are looking up for me. You're following the official links. But yeah, this is pretty much me. Just be careful, guys. You use official links.
Excellent. Billy, which charity are you both playing for today?
We're playing for our friend Stu's charity, Changing Horizons. It's a mental health charity. It's something that Stu holds very close to his heart, so I know he'll look after the money and he'll do a lot of good with it. Yeah, Stu's a nice guy, and I just know he deserves it, really. He'll do good with it.
Fantastic. Two superb charities that our contestants are battling for today. So on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the time zone, we will find out who's won. Before we finish, we're going to revisit the scoreboards one more time to see where everyone is.
Tell us the good news. Tell us the good news, Simon. Come on. Come on, Simon.
Well, Marta and Billy, they're starting to come back. They're underwater. They're swinging sort of back into favor at the moment, sort of probably break even there. And yeah, you know your Bitcoin trade's doing well, but that could all change very, very quickly, as we know in these current markets.
Not if I cash out. Not if I cash out, Simon.
Well, that's true. That's true. You could certainly take your profits and run or partially scale, whatever you want to do. But we have lots and lots of trades on today of all different directions, some altcoins, some major coins, and everything like that. But of course, lots can change between now and Tuesday. And on all the socials for the trading battle, the winner will be announced and the charity announced that gets the money. We thank you for watching today. Please do subscribe to the channel. There's plenty more trading battles coming up. Thank you to all the guests today for your fantastic input and wise counsel to all aspiring traders. But from all of us today, thank you very much for watching. Have a good morning, afternoon or night, and we'll see you soon.
Before we go, please don't kill me. I have to give a shout out to my son who is watching us live. He's only 8 and he dared me to give him a shout out, and I had to. I love you, baby, and I love my daughter who's turning 13 tomorrow, guys. And I have to give them a shout out.
What about Billy? What about Billy? Billy?
No.
Oh, we're ending it. We're ending as we started. We're ending as we started. Complete chaos. Shout out to everyone, friends and family who managed to get it in. Shout out to MartaVerse's son. Hope you're having a good time as well. Stay away from trading and investing like your mum. Thank you. We're going now. Goodbye. See you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.